Testing, testing. All right, just wanted to see if my audio works. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna start in a few minutes. I'm just getting myself organized. All right, so audio works. Okay, so going to get everything started. My oldest is playing his recorder. It should be done soon. But yeah, I'm trying to we're gonna get a few things going here. What I want to do is I just have the game running. I spent most of this morning cleaning up all the UI. I got the new health bar and energy bar rendering. They're not fully working. I got a new message window at the top of the screen. I cleaned up some artwork, and I was just working on the high scores, and those will be like between the meters, the high scores, and the message bar. Those are the three main things I need in order to run the game correctly. So what I'm gonna do is let's see, how can we what do I want to do next? I wanted music. I'm like, why don't I hear any music? I'm gonna put some music on for myself. You guys don't have to worry about that. Spotify. All right, so I made some pretty good progress with the game. I also did some cool stuff where if you run out of, you can't see because the energy bar is not connected, but if you when you run out of energy, he loses his gun, and he's just only able to walk now. So we're gonna keep cleaning this game up and getting this going. So let's get started. All right, so what I was trying to figure out, I'll get rid of this. I was just testing this out. I wanted to get the high score working. And I was kind of confused as to why high score isn't rendering yet. But what I need to do is, I think I need to draw it to the right place. So let's take a look real quick at I want to where was I updating the score? All right, let's copy this out. I think I'm going to move updating the score into the draw method. Usually I do like math calculations and stuff like that in the in update, but I want to just consolidate this all into draw. And what I was planning on doing is, whoops, did I copy too much of that method out? Yeah, I copied too much out. All right, we'll pull this out. So let's update the message bar. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to disable all this stuff. And I just want to make sure that the text is drawing to the correct location. So I made this little comp. Oh, I also built like all new fonts and all kinds of stuff. What else did I do in here? Like I added, I created new fonts, new numbers. I'm not using this big font yet. I might replace that. I have this little font that I designed for the message bar at the top, and I really cleaned up and consolidated a lot of the sprites. There's still a lot more that I'm going to do today. Today's going to be my day of just like level design, clean up, really going through everything and just making sure it's working how it should, because tomorrow I'm going to really play with the core mechanics and get this to be a turn-based roguelike. That's the goal. If all else fails, at least I'll have like a fun little Mega Man endless runner. But what I really want to do is figure out how to make this into some sort of turn-based game. So I don't even know how that's going to happen, but we'll see. Baby steps. So what I want to do now is let's get this score drawing correctly. And I want to get this, let's let's render this at 100, 0, and see what this looks like. 100, 0. We're going to draw this into the tile map cache using the default font. And let's just see if the, I just want to see the string format stuff is working correctly. All right, so the other place we need to do is move it to 160, so make this 260. Hey, welcome, Elise. Alaz. I never know how to pronounce his name. I always feel bad about that. All right, so we're getting closer. Let's do 160. 250 divided by 8. 31 multiplied by 8 is 248. All right, we'll just try to get the position correct, and then I'm going to clean this up so it actually draws. Greetings from Chile. Hey, welcome. My best friend's wife is from Chile. He talks about going to Chile all the time. All right, so let's add this to, let's add 4, and we'll add 8 to this. So if you're just joining, I'm just laying out the high score stuff. I wonder why that didn't render correctly. Interesting. Let's set this to 2. All right. One thing I want to do is I always want to render these I always want to render these health bars, but we'll have to get to that in a minute. I think the score needs to just be moved over 2 pixels. I'm not going to like really, let's set this to 4. I'm not going to micromanage this. Nope, it needs to be 2. $14, 54, 254. There we go. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably clean up the font so it's down 1 more pixel. But yeah, okay, so this is looking good. So now we have a score. I set the score to 10 when we start the game. I just was like trying to see, oh, that's set to 100. Oh, okay, I see. I'm not, why is score display set to 10? Am I missing something here? Shouldn't score display be 0? All right, well, it did work. There we go. Interesting. I bet you, I know why it was off by 8. Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, 262. It was, I had it as -1, so it was drawing a dash, and that's why I was covering up the side of the E energy bar. All right, so all right, I think we're good to go here. What we need to do next is let's get this and this working, and this should, what it'll do is that when you get a score, it should automatically increase the score. So when we start the game, you don't see anything. Oh, cool. I need to draw rect 262 2. The width is going to be, we're padding it by 6. Calculator, 8 multiplied by 6 is 48. The height is going to be 8. What I'm doing is I'm just drawing a rectangle of color over the background of the characters so that they don't bleed through. If you take a look, you'll see like the 9 and the 2 are sort of overlapping, and that's because every time we update something that's like this, we're not using like tiles directly, we have to refresh, we have to clear the background. Draw mode, clear, I want to do tile map, cache, tired. This is what I get for not sleeping during Ludum Dare. There we go. Up, and you see how it counted up. So now that's speed. Let's see, where did I set the score? So if we set the score to something like, let's do like 10,000. When we start the game, you'll see the score counts up, and it's pretty quick. I'm not trying to, that's just, I don't want it to be like so distracting. What I want to do is, so next we should probably test out just when we kill stuff that it automatically, what do we want to do here? Do it when it automatically adds to the score. So here's what we can probably do. We should have a callback on entities so that when something gets removed, when we actually like call remove entity, that it looks to see if this entity equals this. If the entity doesn't equal nil, remove all this stuff. And what we want to do is if entity dot on remove does not equal nil, then end. So what I don't know is, well, we should probably test to see if there is a on remove. Oh, you know, I know how we can test this. Okay, on remove entity. Let's do it this way. What I'm basically doing is adding like a little callback here, and we're just going to test to see if the object has a on remove function. We're just going to call that instead. So we'll call on remove, and then let's take a look at our entities for a second. There should be a snake at the bottom here. What we'll do is we'll do data dot on remove and what we're going to do is we're going to test to see if data dot health equals 0, then end. And I want to make a function what I wanted to do was I want to break out the score stuff, but we're going to call this method here just called add score, and let's just give the player like 100 points for killing the snake, right? So as you see, every time we kill a snake, whoops, that should be score plus value. Whoops. All right, it would help if I actually killed them. So something weird happened. It's not I think I need to fix the score thing. Why is it not going? Let me hold on. Let's so much crap going on. Let's get rid of this score for a second here. And one thing I noticed was that if display score does not equal this, if the diff less than 0, make it 0. What's really weird is that it's not. I think I've noticed some problems with my score system before, where if it's like fractionally off, like just because of the way that it's adding in, you're seeing that it's not going to. That's not the real. Is that the score? Like, why would that not be the right score? All right. Well, anyways, long story short is that we can now like kill stuff and get points out of them. What we should do also is add points above enemy when killed. What we should do is create a object that just represents the end. Sorry, we've added the score. Need to draw message bars and meters to the background layers. We've done this. Add explosion when player dies. Animate player bullet. Add dust for jumping. Add spikes. Enemy should be. Alright, so we're actually like, this is becoming a game. So what's bothering me though is that if diff is what I want to see is print score diff. This isn't outputting the right. This isn't outputting the right value. So I just want to fix this real quick. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do that, and then we're also gonna while it's on my mind, let's break out the scores. So one thing I've been doing now in Pixel Vision 8, it just seems like a little bit easier, but I've been trying to separate out all of the core logic into its own self-contained script, and this is just making things a little bit easier to organize. It's Lua doesn't have classes, which sort of drives me nuts, but there's some interesting stuff we can do with like the fact that these methods are all global. And who's calling me on a Saturday? Hold on one second. Getting a phone call. I'm sure it's some telemarketer. The reason I know it's in Chinese was my son used to watch Ni Hao Kai Lan, and it starts out with Ni Hao when it calls me. I don't know what the hell that is. I gotta like just cancel my cell phone. Like I can't stand it. Like it's constantly getting these stupid telemarketer calls. All right, so what I wanted to see was I was gonna look at the diff value and see what so the diff is at 0 now, but it's still getting called, which is a problem. So let's do this, because this shouldn't be drawing, this shouldn't be rendering everything. So if what we should do is if diff is less than 1 and score display doesn't equal, well, technically this would be here anyways. All right, if score, then else and score display equals score. All right, that should that should fix this. What I'm just going to do is say, like, all right, if for some reason the score diff is, if the score diff isn't like matching up, we're just going to set it to the regular value. But so I want to make sure that this thing gets shut down. Like here, print update score. There we go, 100%. All right, so what I'd like to do is let's get score display is -1. Let's see if we can get this thing to, there we go, cool. So score is now rendering. All right, so what we're gonna do is this. I was just trying to trick it into rendering. Let's do this. We'll set a new method here called function reset score. All right, so if we call reset score, that'll basically force it to clear itself by setting the display less than the regular value. It adds up, and then it basically does something. I'm trying to think of where I want to put this code while I was saying that. Where do we start the game? Create player, create clear message, reset score. All right, so we'll start this out. We get our score, our health bar, and now we can start adding up some bad guys. Cool. Looks so good. The game is like really starting to look like come together. Oh, I'm out of energy. So I think the next step is the next step really is to let's connect up these health bars. So all right, I have an idea. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to break out before the end of this Pomodoro. Let's create a new file. We're going to call this code score.lua. So this is one of the neat. So if you're just tuning in, I'm working on my own. I'm working on a game for Ludum, obviously, using my own game engine, Pixel Vision 8. And what one of the things that you can do in Pixel 8 that's different than other fantasy consoles is that you can actually have multiple Lua files. So what we're doing here is I'm just simply creating each like set of self-contained logic is basically exists in its own thing. So what we're going to do is the cool thing about the way that these the Lua VM works is that when you create a separate script and you say local, it actually scopes the variables there, so it gives you some sort of like basic protection. I do a lot of stuff where I would normally have I would basically I would set this up where I would have like these pseudo classes, but they're sort of like really annoying to work with. So all we do here is function draw score end, and we'll put this here. And all right, so this should now be sort of self-contained. The only thing that we probably don't, well, no, there's no, it doesn't reference anything else. Update score is fine. It's not looking for any anything from the player. All right, so just make sure that I didn't break anything, which I did. Oh, I need to import this class. There we go. All right, cool. So that is working, and we're sort of good to go now. The next step of what we're going to do is let's get these bars working, and I was just like realizing it's like I feel like the game's in a good place, but I got so much more shit to do. It's just going to be a complete problem. Like, I don't want to lull myself into this like false sense of security that oh it's okay because the game like looks like a game right at this point, that everything's going to be fine, but chances are it's not. Let's see, HUD height. What I actually want to do is draw a message bar. All right, I have 3 different draw tile map calls. This is the top HUD. This is the assumption is the mother. Well, yeah. Well, you know what they say about assuming. This one, so this draws the message bar. Draw a game window, and then this draws bottom HUD. All right, so all right, how do we connect up these? How do we connect up these health bars? These are like made from multiple sprites, and what we're gonna have to figure out is. The meter size is 4. So what we're going to do is we have to calculate the value. So local value equals all right, we got to do this in two. We got to do this this meter in 2 different ways. First off, we're just going to assume that you're always drawing the meter. I'm not going to do any sort of invalidation because I'm not going to have different meters to draw. What we want to do is we need to figure out the value. The value is going to be there are 4 slots multiplied by the meter size. We can just do like local points value per slot equals 4, right? So what we're going to do is local total size or max value equals meter size multiplied by value per slot. All right, so we're going to do something like this. Then when we get the percentage in, we're basically going to take a percentage of the current value. So local value equals math.floor max value multiplied by percent, right? So that'll give us our percent. The other thing I want to do is I want to make sure that we're only drawing these meters when we need to. Draw a meter. And we're not drawing them on every frame. All right, cool. That's right. When the health changes, all right. So it is redrawing them only when we need to. Perfect. Next up, so now we don't have to worry about any of this crap. So what we need to figure out is the percentage. So calculator, right? It's going to be like 5 multiplied by 10 is 0.5. So if we take the player health divided by health max, right? What did I... Oh my god, I hate trap music. Why is it playing that? Where was the player? Entities, configure player, health total. And then this should be energy total. So what I want to see is that when we do this meter, that we're actually drawing the meter and we're getting the correct value out of it. What did we close out? Did we close out anything new? All right, I've done that. Break score logic out into its own script. We did that. And add player jump and fall. Okay, we'll do all that stuff. We're going to get there. So let's see what this thing winds up drawing. So 16, 12, 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we have the regular number. We can sort of output what we need to calculate, and all we need to do now is, as we loop through and figure out how many bars there are, whether we through this loop, we just need to go through and we have to divide this value and see. All right, every four values. My brain's not working. Let's do it the easy way first. First off, the value is so if value is less than I multiplied by value per slot, value ID. Well, All right, my theory is something like this. First off, we're incrementing up the way we draw out each of the bars. So what we need to figure out is yeah, let's do this. Slot value equals I multiplied by value per slot. Right? Because what should happen is if we print slot I slot value, right? Yeah, 4, 16. So right out of the bat, if draw meter health 2, 0. Sorry, in my brain, I'm trying to think through this. So this value ID is going to be, I wonder if I can use modulus. I was using this earlier. No, it doesn't like that idea at all. Wonder what it outputs here. All right. Well, at least something worked. Interesting. What I think we need to do is if value, okay, if the value, if value is less than value per slot, and 0 or value modulus 2, and let's just see what the value ID is. No. Why is it like not like this idea? Huh. If the value ID, if value is less than slot value, that's what it is. I hate math. No. This shouldn't be. Value per slot plus this. Getting closer. What is this value doing? Yeah, I didn't like that idea. 35. Value per slot. The slot value minus value. $31. Number 31. Index symbol near. Oh, I see what it is. Value per slot. All right, so come on. Let's see. All right, so now we got to do is figure out it's calculating correctly. Now we just got to break it down inside of this area. So the value per slot 4 should be I don't know if this will work. There we go. Now it's just it's not doing it the right place, but it's getting closer. First off, this needs to be minus 1. I hate these like zero-based arrays. Wow, it doesn't like that at all. Huh. How do I want to add this up? If Well, let's do some like quick math here. If basically, let's figure this out. We have the maximum value. So let's say there's it's 4 multiplied by 4, right? So there's 16 possible values divided by 4. So I gotta write this out. I thought there was like a way of doing. How do you do a? Well, I'll just create a new file here. All right. So if the score, or if health equals, fuck, I hate math. Oh my god, I hate math. Let's take a step back and think this through. First off, what I want to do is. So the slot value should be I multiplied by value per slot, right? So if we loop through, all right, what I'm thinking is I could actually just increment up, and every time I have a different idea of how to do this. What I'm actually thinking of doing, let me get rid of this, is treating this like it's a tile, like it's like a tile map, and I'll sort of explain what I mean here. So if the meter size, the value per slot is 4, there's 4 meters, 4 meter values. There's 4 values per slot. We have our maximum value. What we're going to do is a quick for loop for I max value. Now, what we're going to start with is local slot value equals 0. I hate like on top of all of it, what makes Lua so frustrating to work with is the fact that it's 0 based and 1 based, and it drives me nuts. So my brain doesn't like think like that. All right, so the slot value is going to start at 0. We're going to do slot value plus, well, let's see here. If I is less than value, then and slot value equals slot value plus 1. So let's do this. So here we would do if I modulus value per slot value per slot, so that would be like 0, 1, 2, 3, fine. Every time this equals 0, we're going to insert this and carry over the slot value. add slot. All right, let's see here. Now, it's not increasing the way that it should, but it did go to 0. Sorry, so we are getting somewhere. What I don't understand is why slot value plus slot. If I is less than value, slot value. I don't know why. There we go. Done. There's got to be a better way to do this, but let's just see if... Boom. All right, so that didn't work out 100% how I wanted. I wonder why... What is that last value that it... 0, 0, 0, 0. I guess it doesn't update the health at the end. Right, because if the player doesn't exist, it if the player doesn't exist, it doesn't draw the health. It doesn't. You just get the last health thing. That's sort of annoying. On player collision. All right, we'll deal with that bug later. That's an easy one to fix. What I just want to make sure now is that first shot takes off a chunk of health. All right, we're good. All right, so we got health bars now. We got the energy bar. I think the next step is I want to just add in, like I'm just trying to add in all the effects and get everything cleaned up so when I start doing the level design stuff, it's not like cleaning up artwork at the same time. What do we want to do next? So add points above enemy and killed, add player in, add explosion, animate. So we just fixed meter rendering. All right, before we move on, I do want to fix this bug. Let's all right, we can get rid of all this stuff, get rid of these print statements, draw the meter. We can get rid of this stuff, and we can get rid of this. So, I was trying to think if I should just, well, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14. No, all right. I was trying to debate if I should actually do these menu bars as an overlay, but there's not enough sprites. When we looked up the original Mega Man on the Game Boy, it also had the HUD at the bottom of the screen so that it could actually, so it didn't take up sprites. So what I just got to figure out is first off, this is bothering me. This should be 8, 6. 8. I just want to try. I mean, like, unfortunately, I don't normally like doing the pixel pushing this early in the game development, but since I'm trying to get like whole systems like done and then off my list, making sure that things are laid out the way that I want them to is going to be sort of critical right about now. All right, so let's get to health. So the one thing that's not working correctly here is we need to create a system to invalidate, or at least get it to draw the player. And what I'm trying to figure out here is how do we get, like, right now the health bar and the health bar and the energy bar are tied to the player being alive. And what I got to figure out is when the player dies, can we force it to redraw the health bar? And what I was sort of thinking was, like, okay, the hacky way, which I don't want to do, but I'm just going to do it right now just to get me through this, is when we kill the player, fix this. We're basically going to just force it to draw the health meter at 0 so that it clears out that display. So let's let the player die real quick. Oh, 74. Yeah, here we go. We'll just set this to 0. I think the way I had it before was I was passing in this thing, player, nil, or... Yeah, let's do it this way. I don't want to have this call in 2 different places. So all we're going to do is we'll do this. Local health percent equals, if the player is nil and 0, player health divided by this. All right, so we're going to look at the last health versus this. We'll set it to this, and we'll set it to this. Then we'll do an energy here. So all we're doing is we'll always have those bars there. We're just going to make sure that if the player is nil, we'll set it to 0, and you just won't see any value there. But this is the only way, for at least right now, that I could think of just getting around forcing it to always draw the health bars, or drawing the HUD. So let's get the player to die, and then we'll test out whether this works or not. All right, so you see it's now at 0, and we restart, and everything is good. And then when we start the game for the first time, you'll see that we don't have anything, and we'll just have our regular start screen. So I just want to make sure that if we shoot all the bullets, they go away, the guy's gone. All right, cool. Our HUD's done. And that's basically it. Again, like I said, I'm not... just the way that I do game jams is I usually try to find like big systems and then just like finish the system and then move on to something else. So We have scoring in place. We have the energy in place. We have health in place. We have a basic message system at the top. Right now, I'm just using the message system to display the frame rate and the number of sprites. But we don't. There's nothing really else we need to do here. Now it's really coming down to I want to add in the other bad guys, and I want to just get the rest of the systems in place so that I can start doing level design. My goal is to also draw a health bar. Draw energy bar. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I think the next step is really going to be getting these other things in. Let's. I want to back this up real quick. Compress. V4. We should be good to go. Now it's just a matter of who's our next bad guy. So, I want to get this guy in. So we're going to have 3 types of bad guys. I'm going to get rid of this cannon eventually. In fact, what we could probably do is I'm going to replace that cannon with this guy. I wanted it to be where there would be 3 types of bad guys. There's going to be a guy who runs and jumps. There's going to be a guy who just the snake thing that just slithers. And then there's just going to be this turret thing that pops out of the ground, shoots, and then pops back down. Right? And in fact, we can get rid of this. We don't need this sprite at all. So I need these 2 sprites right here. And while I'm at it, I do want to replace this. I want to replace this cannon graphic. I'm trying to like whittle this down too so that it's a little bit easier to manage. Let's see. Let's go to what do I want to do? I don't remember what the hell I called that guy. So let's look at sandbox, sprite builder, hidden turret. All right. So let's go into the code and look at our entities. There should be a cannon thing. Configure bullet, configure cannon. Actually, well, let's test out a few things real quick. The first is that I'm going to replace cannon with, well, we'll just call this, it's hidden turret 3 for right now. And then we should see it right away in the beginning of the game. There we go. Okay, so the hidden turret is there. I can now go in here and pull this image out. Then what I wanted to do is probably have him shoot this spike ball instead. Yeah, that didn't work at all. Let's do nearest neighbor. That's like crap, huh? All right, well, we'll leave it as that. I wanted to get rid of this too. I pulled these out from a different game, so I just sort of, I don't need them anymore. What did I call that thing? Should be like a small spike ball or something. Spike ball small. So we're going to call this spike ball And we're going to replace cannon and call this spike. We're going to call this hidden turret. So we're going to create a new bullet, and we're going to call this, instead of cannonball, we're going to call this spike ball. And we're going to change cannon at the top here to hidden turret. So let's just make sure I didn't break anything. Oh, I broke everything. I gotta redo the sprite builder. There we go. All right, so that shoots, that hits, and we're good to go. Okay. I just want to add this. I try to keep track of like all the stuff that I do. I'm like sort of OCD about that. Place cannon with hidden turret. So we fixed the meter rendering and fixed the turret and replaced the cannon with a hidden turret. So I wanted to try out something real quick. I wanted to see if we added this like frame animation stuff to the player's bullet, spike ball, hidden turret, bullet, if it would animate correctly. So in here we have a small shot one. Three, four. What I'm hoping is that the system is just scalable enough that when I... No, it's not animating. Energy. I don't know why. That should work. Huh. Let's see. What am I missing? It should automatically... Is the bullet not part of the entity system? It should be. It's the only way that it's drawing. Oh, I'm not updating. Crap. Basically, I can't get the bullet to animate. New bullet. Because I'm updating it here, and I'm not calling the... I'm only calling the update bullets thing. Action time. What I wanted to see was maybe what we could do is this. I wanted to always animate. So what I was trying to think is that I could pull it above here and have it always do animation, but then this update logic stuff would only be called if you tell it to ignore the entity. All right, let's see if this works. All right, now it's shooting. There we go. Looks good. It's the little things that make me happy. Just a little subtle animation. The reason I wanted to do is because there's other things that I'm probably going to wind up animating. All All right, so while I'm building it, I'm trying to make sure that these systems are working really well. All right, let's delete this, and the meter is done. The score is done. Collision, I don't plan on touching. For the most part, that should be done. Bullets work. I feel like that's done. The message box is done. Code entities. So now we're just back to these entity things. So yeah, like what that would open up is now if I wanted to animate this spike ball thing. So what the hell is going on here? So like the spike ball, for example, I could animate it this way. What I was actually thinking was seeing if I don't know how this would work. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Try to get this thing to like spin. Yeah, hey Jesse, how's your game going? Are your levels complete? No, I'm just adding bullets. I'm adding animation to bullets. This is the problem when you're like an artist and you teach yourself to program. Like to me, the look of everything is more important than the actual functionality. I'm like constantly building really great tech demos. Where's spike ball small 2. One, I also saw some other crap in here I want to get rid of. GIF. I can also get rid of now the cannonball, that cannon bullet we're not using, and this cannon. Turret open, turret close, spike. I think I got rid of the turret stuff, right? Yeah, I got rid of the turret. I didn't feel like doing the math on the bullets for that stuff. Spike ball 2. Spike ball large, sure. Small shot. Player walk gun, player fall, meter right. All right, I think we got everything that we need. Explosion. The reason I'm testing out these like little simple things though, while it seems sort of trivial, I'm going to try to explain myself. What I'm going to do is I want to start spawning out little entities that just handle one-off animations, and I'm just trying to make sure that this system is robust enough to support something like that. So check this out. Configure entity snake. What I want to do is this is the spike ball. Right, let's add all the animation logic to it. We're going to have a lot of work to do on the player stuff. All right, so now when the cannon shoots, it should shoot out a spiked ball that breaks. Oh, I need to rebuild. I need to rebuild the sprite library. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't look like it rotated. Nope, doesn't even look like it's animating. Configure entity spike ball. Whatever, this is a waste of my time. All right, I'm moving on. I'll get it to work later. What I want to do is, let's see if we can get, like, when something dies. So I want to try to see if when the player dies, if I can spawn an explosion. I'm going to... Let's do this. Where is something simple that... Like entity bullet. Maybe Spikeball 2... Oh, I know why. Spikeball 2 didn't copy over. Why didn't Spikeball 2 work? Spikeball small 2. PNG. I'm just curious why this thing didn't, all right. Why isn't the sprite builder finding that? Did they just add it and not rebuild correctly? There we go. Now it's there. All right. It should animate now. Ugh. Why am I focusing on stupid shit? Let's see here. There we go. Oh, but it looks 1,000 times better. Wow, that looked great. Those little motion things, like, really, I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just happy. It puts a tear to my eye. Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to create a configure entity explosion. So we should have a explosion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I'm in a Sesame Street cartoon. 6. There we go. We don't need any of this crap. I don't even think we need the... I'll put the width and the height in there. I don't think we need the color offset. It should be fine as is. And what I want to do is when the player dies, let's when you kill the player, we're going to spawn entity. At player X, player Y. And what I wanted to do also is on action, we'll set this delay to 0.1 frames and action time delay 0.1 multiplied by how many frames are 1, 2, 3, 4. We should do is frame. It should be frame delay multiplied by the total frames. I want to make it disappear. Action delay. No. Fuck. 0 action data dot remove equals true. All right, this should just like make like a little explosion and disappear. Fingers crossed. Oh, what we should do is when we create the player, let's just set his health to 1. Speed up this testing a bit. That didn't do shit, huh? I think I need to scroll position X plus scroll position Y. Yeah! Works. Plus 8. Ha! This is pretty cool. In less than a day, I actually wrote a pretty robust little like entity system and animation system and like some pretty interesting stuff. It's also because I've been like building this game engine for like 3 years, so I sort of have a good sense of what I'm doing. But all right, so that's cool. What we could do is it's opened up a whole new world. Let's see. What I want to do is there was something about when we killed the entity snake. Where the hell did I put the snake, dude? On remove, add score, explosion, data X. Here we don't need to adjust for the scroll position because they are actually within the map's bounds. Data Y. I think it's like the same size as this. So let's see. Now I should stream more often. Thanks. I try to stream every day. Well, except on the weekends. This is a rare case. It's my schedule. I'm asleep during those times. Yeah, sorry. Oh! All right, let's try this again. Interesting. How did that... Oh, I see what it is. Hold on. What we got to do for the when we spawn the player is we got to make the type draw entities type equals player. I think that's how I tag the collision system. Yeah, all right. So basically this will ignore it. Anything that's not tagged as player basically collides with the player. Oh, look at that. It looks so good. Hell yeah, we're making a game. All right, let's get that guy, let's get that explosion to actually like be positioned correctly. Plus 8. I have a smaller explosion I might pull over. Whoops, shit. Make that 4. I wonder why it's not, I wonder why sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Why does it not always spawn it? Well, now I'm out of health, so. Something's screwy here. I got to, I think there's a, I think I really got to go through and figure out a cleaner way of doing this, this cleanup of the entities. because it's there's way too many conflicts here. It sort of stinks that I have to do this loop twice, but I don't think there's any other way to do it. Unless when I go through and calculate this, no, it should just be shit. What's happening is I have like this race condition where it tries to remove entities before they're really ready to be removed. And I'm going to try to fix that, but it's I don't know. I don't really like this solution either. What's happening is if this does not equal true. All right, we'll try to figure it out this way. Let's see. Right now, no entity should be removed. I just disabled that. Ah. Yeah, look at all that crap. Just and we're out of sprites. Because now awesome. Alright, so now what we need to do is remove entities. So in our main class, at the end of our update, we'll just remove these entities. All right, let's see if we can... Oops, shit, that sucked. I just want to make sure this should now fix... I didn't really want to do it this way, but it's fine for right now. Now you're seeing that we're always getting that explosion. As much as I love this explosion, it's not like it just needs to be like fast. Let's do this to 0.8. Who wants to hear me sing when you can't hear the music? Frame delay. Wait, it should be maybe 2. That would make it faster. Or not. Why is this frame delay multiplied by frames? Damn it. Is it something about when he's too close to the player? Why would it being too close to the player affect? Interesting. All right, so one other thing I wanted to do, it has been happening since you triggered it as player. Well, I wonder if it's something with the collision stuff. if target type B, if target collision is greater than, test to see if the player can accept a collision and target type does not equal none. Let's see. Shit, didn't like that. 53. What? The hell's going on? Wonder what the hell's going on. I set that to null. If target A collision time and target B dot type does not equal none, there should always be a type. Attempt to index a nil value. Target B is nil? Oh yeah, son of a bitch. Not equal none. All right, so if it doesn't equal this and target B or target B does not equal none. No, it should be and target B does not equal none. Then we should do the collision test. Oh, custom collision logic. Always fun. Nope. And now the thing is killing me. Oh, I'm an idiot. Type. I should do that sleep thing. I don't understand why this isn't working, but I shouldn't have to, it should technically, if I just set this thing to player, I don't want to have to like really work on this collision system too much. I'm almost willing to say like, all right, fine. Like it's, let's see. Let's see. Let's do one last test, and I'll move on from this. I mean, right now, the basic stuff works, and that's good enough for right now. Explosion. Again, I can't, like, I don't have time to, like, sit here and fix every single thing. What the hell? Why is, Huh. I wonder if, is this not getting called now? Well, I'm getting points. What the f... What the hell's going on? All right, so explode works. The only thing I can think of is maybe that was the player dying. There's enough sprites, so I'm not losing sprites. Let's double check that this thing actually spawns data X, data Y plus 4. I'm like really curious as to why when it's close to, when logic has no logic. Yeah, exactly. Configure explosion. I was trying to see if maybe like it colliding with the plate. I know why. I know why. It's no, I don't know why. Ha! What the hell's going on? Let's just keep adding tons of traces until we find the problem. Well, that was part of the problem, is I suck at the game. So it is remove explosion. It's there. It's just there's something strange that when it's on the left-hand side of the screen, like when it gets to a certain point in the screen, it doesn't know how to spawn itself. Huh. But anywhere past there works fine. I wonder if this has something to do with ship it. Exactly. I can totally tell, like, as soon as I get frustrated, then all of a sudden, like, I can't, like, all the joy has been sucked out of my my voice. One of the only reasons why I'm like really like hung up on this right now is that any little bug right now means that there's like a larger problem, and what I want to figure out is I want to figure out why something like this wouldn't happen. Now, it has nothing to do with it's amazing how it being close to the player is the problem. Because it's nothing to do with it's getting like the right XY position, width and height. I wonder if it was flagged for remove beforehand, or there's something with frame time delay, action delay. Let's set the delay to something like 5, and then it should still continue to loop the animation, and see if maybe it's just being removed too quickly. Nope. Wow, I'm like, I have no freaking clue what is causing that problem. But you'd expect it would, if it was having a problem where it couldn't render at a certain place, it would just disappear past the player. Wow, that's a weird little bug. What the fuck? All right, whatever. Let's add some more bad guys. That's just a bug. We'll have to deal with that later. I'm sure maybe something else will help me fix that. All right, so what I want to test now is, let's do this. I'm going to take a quick, like, 5-minute break, and I just want to go get a snack. And then I'll come back, and then we'll add in some more bad guys, and then I want to start getting into level design. It's almost, at 1 o'clock I got to stop streaming. I'm going to still keep working on the game, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's set the health. I'm just going to set the health to, like, something stupid. And then, oh, is that going to break? All right, cool. I just want to have it running in the background just to get a little motion while I'm gone. And let's see here. I'm going to be back at, let's just do like 11:05 a.m. All right. I will be back. Enjoy this endless loop of him never dying. All right, I'm back. A little bit, 1 minute late. All right, let's get more bad guys in. I really would like to know why that explosion doesn't work correctly when it's close to the player, but just for shits and giggles, let's see if I move the player over. Huh. It really has something to do with being close to the player. That is really weird. I'm kind of curious if it... it's the... if it has something to do with the remove system. Alright, we'll look into that later. The way that I remove entities is a complete shit show right now. I gotta, like, fix that whole thing. What did we do here? We, add explosion when player dies. Let's add a little dust when the player jumps. I don't know, I'm trying to, like, I'm sort of in the fade, and I got until 1 o'clock before my wife heads out with one of my boys, so I figure I'll try to get as much in as I can before then. So let's, what I want to do is spawn entity dust at player X plus scroll position X, player Y plus 16 plus scroll position Y. And the dust is going to be very similar to this. Entity dust. Did I break that out into the dust? From dust to dust. Dust 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when it's done, it's just going to remove it. And let's see. So now when the player jumps, it needs to be moved over a little bit more, but it's there. Do data color offset equals 4, and I don't think we need the width and the height really. In fact, what we should do is, I wonder if getting rid of the width and the height and the explosion would help. And I want to move this over by 16 as well, and see if this dust shows a little bit better. It's not down enough. Should be height 16. Let's do 20. And I think changing the color offset didn't really do much for it. I might have to outline it. It's too, right now it's too subtle to see. Well, there we go. All right, we're probably going to change that to when the player, lands. But I just want to get like at least something in there. Because I don't know, I'm procrastinating. Let's see. Let's do it halfway from the back of the player. So it looks like it's coming off his feet. There we go. Yeah. Trying to see like if I just doing all this jumping and stuff. Oh, those bullets rotating looks so good. All right, so there we go. All right, so we got a little bit of dust in place. What we got to do is, I don't have any of the stuff in place for like cleaning up the animation for the player. Let's get a, let's get this enemy in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the logic we built for the enemy and how he switches frames and try to get that working for the physics engine. And that's sort of what I'm missing right now. All right, so I'm going to create, it's going to be very similar to the player, but he's going to have, well, maybe not. Bullet, spiky ball, hidden turret, entity snake. It's going to be similar to the entity snake. Configure the snake. All right. Entity. The hell did I call this dude? Hardhead. All right, I'm going to, for right now, I'm just going to switch out the hardhead guy and the snake. It doesn't really matter what the order is right now because I'm not doing the level design. Because then, at least what we'll see is just starting out, it'll at least look like, the snake, right? And then we'll just change out the animations. This guy's going to have a lot more logic to him. Configure entity snake, configure entity hardhead. And let's see, where's... All right, hardhead, walk 1. Walk 1, walk 2. And then, we'll leave the color offset. I think all that, the shifting, the way that I shifted the palette stuff is fine. He'll have a width and a height, but what we need to do is we got to make sure, no, his width and his height are around this size. So these are the two running animations. I think there's a third. I think I might have actually pulled out some animations that were needed. I wonder if this is needed. It looked like it was standing, but it might be his legs. Let me put that back in. So I feel like the player's like run animation's a little wonky too. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. Andrew, who did the artwork, 2D Heroes, he's really good at this. I don't have an eye. I can do pixel art and stuff, but I don't have like an eye like he does for how to do the animation. Like, so I tend to like delete stuff on accident that I really wound up needing. Let's just make this walk 3 and see. let's see if that works. But I don't even need to worry about that right now. What I just want to get is these two things going, and make sure that like when this thing starts, its health should be at like 5. Total health would be 5. We would get like 500 points for killing that guy. And I already broke everything, so let's just fix that. All right, let's do parted walk 2, 3. Builder. Rerun this, and looks like he's running. I'm willing to bet I'm missing an animation from my Mega Man guy. All right, so what I wanted to get was I want to add that guy. So I want to add the hardhead guy into the physics engine. Let's see if we can add him into the physics engine real quick. So add collision entity. So at the very end here, we're going to add collision entity. No, I don't want collision. I want physics. What, where the hell did I just do that here in the player? Add physics entity. Let's see if we add him into the physics. Add physics entity. If he falls through the floor or something. Yeah, like that. Exactly. 100% exactly like that is what we're not trying to do. I think that has more to do with the fact that when we spawn him, he is spawned into the floor. So let's do like data y equals data dot y minus 16. Nope. Interesting that he eventually like finds a place to stand. Why? Why? So I have no clue what's going on with him. But what I do want to try is let's get rid of this action here and see if his action is what's causing the problem. Interesting that he no longer is part of the collision layer now. Huh. All right. Clearly, my physics engine isn't as robust as everything else. Let's see if we can shoot this guy. Interesting. So when he's part of the physics engine, I can't shoot him. That might have more to do with the fact that he's... that might have more to do with the fact that the physics engine is really hard-coded to the player. So... let's see here. There's like a lot of things we could do to make this work. I might just leave him as is and move on. What I really wanted was an enemy that jumped. Interesting. Why is everything breaking now by adding this one guy? What's strange is like, no, it's still doing that same crap that the other one was doing. Why was everything breaking before? I just want to test that he can kill the player. So okay, here's what's interesting. What I'm seeing is that there's like that one bullet that's hanging out, right? When my thinking is when there's no, that didn't do it. Why is that bullet still like living there? No clue. Yeah, all right. What's happening is that when I remove the game objects, I'm just removing the wrong ones. That's what's causing a bunch of these bugs, and it's yeah, it's just everything's just getting out of sync when we remove an entity. So what I got to figure out is I got to figure out a better way of managing adding and removing entities from the game, because this is causing all kinds of little problems. Now, that doesn't explain why the physics engine was jacked. Let's take a look at why that might have been the problem. First off, I think the biggest thing with the physics engine was that I didn't add any of the physics properties. No. When you add it to the physics engine, it adds all the crap you need. Remove physics. So what it's looking for is repeat. All right, this is part of the problem right here. Like, let me stop this for a second. The wrapping the X and Y was a hack I did just to sort of fix something earlier, and it's probably breaking that guy's physics because he's using the scroll stuff. Where did I put that dude? Come here, buddy. All right, well, we're getting closer. The problem is, like, the player is on the screen, and the physics engine doesn't really know how to account for that correctly, because I bet you it's adding in the scroll. Oh, yeah, it's screwing up everything. Okay. This is all hard-coded to the player. So what we got to do is anywhere where we use scroll position, we need to make sure that it's a flag on any entity that uses use scroll. So if use scroll, so if entity.use scroll equals, well, if it's true, and use scroll, we'll make it 0 or X. We want to do something like this. And then down here, if A equals false, all right, let's see if I broke the physics engine. Yep, 97. Entity. Oh, whoops. Fucking Lua. Lua is such a weird language. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Hey, look! No, he fell through the floor. Son of a bitch. I was so close. Wonder why. Let's let's go to our guy Hardhead. Terrible fucking name. Let's stop him from moving. Right? And then what we want to do is I want to move him up a little bit so that he isn't spawned right into the floor. There we go. All right. Wonder why that happens. 100% sure that it's trying to align it to the player and not to the real level. All right, well. All right, so let's see if we add back in walking, if that breaks things. Oh my god, the trap music's awful. It's so bad. Why is like so much of it in this random playlist I have on? It's just beyond me. All right. Be cool if I knew why he randomly got stuck. But all right, hey, look. I mean, right now the basic physics are working. The reason why I'm pushing for these physics is because I want him to jump. So, the real test, when I set the player to jump, all I do is I set his dy to the inverse of his jump value, right? So, what we can do here is action time, set this to 0.3, 0.3, 0. If data dot standing equals true, then data dy jump y, and let's just see if this makes him jump in one place. No, he doesn't like that idea at all. Why not? Is there not enough time? Maybe he's never... Maybe standing is always wrong. Ha! Whee! Look at him go. So, I bet you standing isn't the name of the variable. I'm so good at this. Is grounded. Look at that. I didn't write that part, though. That's not my fault. All right, now he'll only jump if he's on the ground. There we go. That's what I want. Oh, look at how great that is. Awesome. All right, so now let's add back in the movement. Do I not have a speed on this dude? What the hell am I doing here? Really, Jesse? What is this, your first day here? All right, fine. We'll do it the stupid way. Let's move him by 1. And the physics engine doesn't do horizontal, it only does vertical. It's okay. It's going to be okay. There we go. Except when he, like, falls to the floor. just raining robots. There we go. All right. He's moving the wrong way. Stupid. All right. So he jumps. It'd be really awesome to know why it doesn't spawn. There we go. What I actually... So what we could do is, generally when something is jumping in the air, it would move a little bit slower than if it was running. So in this case, we'll make it like 6. And let's see here. He's not running for long enough. I would have to add like another delay. There we go. It's like really jittery on top of like the screen tear. So the real question is like, why isn't he moving correctly? All right, the problem is this speed is like too fast. I have to, when I go through to clean this up, I have to, there we go, that looks good. Except for the fact that it's not showing the freaking explosion. Freaking lasers. All right, I just want to, I'm going to have him kill me just so I can see him walk past and I get a better sense of what the speed looks like of him walking by. Yeah, that's good. Ah. All right, physics. Back in the physics engine. What are we looking at here? Entity height. dy, entity y. I'm just going to do one thing. I'm going to remove the dy value. This was making things... This was a check to put him back in place correctly. Oh, that looks like that ain't working. Hold on. Where... Maybe I'm making him... Son of a... Like, for a quick moment, a split moment, I was like, wow, it's going to work. It's going to work. Why is it not working? Like, what I'm almost thinking of doing is... I should just move the player like I do everything else. Crap. So, like, on the Nintendo, the thing was, like, the sprites, basically, even though you could say, like, oh, this sprite's like 1,000 pixels away from the player, it really... That doesn't mean anything. All the sprites are always on a 256 across, well, in this case, it's 160 by 144 across plane, and they just loop around. So it makes for some, like, annoying issues, like what I'm dealing with right now. So, all right, why is it working now, and it wasn't working before? It's like, there must be a thing where he's moving so fast that he goes through the floor. Sometimes it catches it, sometimes it doesn't. What I'm... Let's make it a full tile above and see if that... I want to see if he's spawning into the floor. Nope. That doesn't fix it either. So 2, 3, 4. Ugh. So I'm trying to get a better sense for what this bug is. So this is 1, 2, counting the screens, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see if it's consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that's weird. That's really freaking weird. So I sort of like half-assed this physics engine, and it's now showing me exactly why that was a bad idea. So I got two choices. Let's end this. I'm going to stand for a second, stretch, and think through what I need to do. Sure, we'll just do this. I'll add a sign later. All right, so the big thing is that the the player isn't really on the same level as the background. And what I'm thinking is changing the scroll position to equal the player's position, and then making the physics engine to always assume that the player's X and Y is relative to the level. Because what I want to do, and this is going to screw up everything, but let's just see real quick. If we take out this and this and the repeat and save it. Now, is there anywhere else I use this stupid scroll position? No. All right, so this is going to break the player's physics, but I want to see if... Nope, it still breaks that dude. There's something weird about... All right, so that's the problem with this guy, is he was looking behind him, and I guess the tiles are being removed or something, and it just wasn't working. Then the player... Now, I wonder... if I force the player to wrap after we update the physics, update physics, player Y equals player Y, and then bounds let's see if this keeps the player on the screen correctly. Nope, didn't like that. 147. If player does not equal nil. Just undoing like an entire day's worth of code. Well, the player is just infinitely falling. That's fine. All right. All right. What we could do is, well, there's two ways I want to go about doing this. The first is, instead of scrolling the background, scroll position X. I was trying to be clever, and I was trying to just like move things without like having to deal with all the weirdness of keeping the player in frame. All right, let's do this for a second. Let's if player dot x or if player does not equal nil, player x multiplied or plus 10 multiplied by time delta. So now the player should just like literally walk off the screen. took him a minute to catch, but that's something else. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, he's gonna rap because that's like what he does. So we set this to 100. Now he's gonna move like really fast, but he's moving so fast that, oh, he's already moved off the screen. So then next, if we increase this and this, he's now moving faster than the thing. So if we did minus 50. Let's see if this works. Or it freaks out on me. Ugh, breaking shit. There we go. So now he's not shooting in the right place, but he is running in the right place. Let's see here. Alright, so what we want is player... We actually don't need to offset this at all. The scroll position X will just simply equal the player's X. Right? And then, no, I want to offset it. What was it by? 38? All right. So now he's working and that guy's working. Let's see if we can get Hardhead to jump. There we go. All right, well, physics are fixed now. More or less. It looks like he's jumping. I need to, when action gets called, I gotta pass in the time delta because everything is getting out of sync. But let's just do this. So jump data jump time equals data jump time plus 1 if data jump time is greater than data dot jump delay, then and data dot jump time equals 0, and I'm gonna get rid of this is grounded for right now. Then what we'll do is we'll apply the jump value. I actually don't want him to jump that high. So that's the jump value. He'll move in the air a little bit, and then that's not what I wanted. Jump delay 1. Oh shit. It crashed. Okay. Wonder why it crashed. What was the last console? Nothing. Weird. Alright, well. This is why I use my game engine, to see what kind of stupid stuff happens with it. Alright, so there's like a weird, it's like not finding the it does that weird thing where like if it like here, if I set this back to like 16, right, and we come in, we have this guy like jump in. He's not finding the right area for his physics. All right, so what we got to figure out now is the height, is the height just too much? Let's see. Physics. So it works fine for him, for the bad guy, but not for the player now. I have a feeling like Hardhead, he's going to be 16 and his height's going to be 16. Maybe for some reason it's not calculating this correctly. I mean, there's like lots of things we could do to like change the physics of it. Like, I mean, I am not going for perfection today. I am going for quasi-fection. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Let's get his jump a little bit higher. Let's get that jump back in at 3. All right, so he's going to jump. I really want that jump delay to be longer, though. Like, make it 2 seconds, maybe? Like, it just seems like he's, like, constantly jumping. This is because we're not getting the time delay. This action thing is just getting called whenever it feels like it. Oh my god, talk about scope creep. What we should really do is, instead of action... What I'm thinking is that instead of action, this thing, each of these entities should just have update loops. Okay, here we go. If entity dot update doesn't equal nil, then entity dot So now all these guys will get a time delta. And we get rid of this action stuff because it's going to be too much. Now, if I want to, what I was trying to do originally was have like some sort of triggered action thing, but it's not doing what it needs to do. So let me restart this real quick and just see what I broke. Like, he shouldn't shoot. And he doesn't move, and for some strange reason, oh yeah, right. The thing doesn't disappear. Actually, what I want to see is where was I shooting? Where's my shoot logic? Bullet. All right. What I got to do is I got to get these bullets working on the same plane. Spawn entity. Oh my god, I've broken so much crap. Entity bullet. All right, we'll get back to the bullet in a second. It might be something with the collision. No, the collision stuff's still working. Yeah, all right, this is just the way that it is. I have to, I broke a lot of crap. All right, so let's start with the basic. Anywhere there was a an action, call this update. So this is going to be data.action time equals data.action time plus time delta if action time is, whoops, is greater than action delay, then and action time is going to be set to equal 0, and we're good to go. All right, so we'll test that out real quick, where the first thing that should happen is he should shoot a, there we go. So that dude was shooting, we're all good there. Now, what we need to do is we need to find the next action time. And we'll call this end. And we'll just fix all of this stuff. If end there's another action time here. Let's see. All right. Let's see if dust, we just got to fix the dust now. Here we go. Bullets are disappearing correctly now. The dust disappears. And now all I got to do is figure out why the bullets are no longer colliding with the other entities. But we can fix that in a minute. That guy jumps. I think what we need to do is we got to make that guy jump higher than the player so that there's some challenge to it. Also, what I want to do is any hardhead. Let me change his jump delay to like 5 or something. I don't know why he keeps just jumping. There we go. And then what we'll do is math.random 0 to data.jump delay. So what I'm trying to do here is basically it just starts out. Whoops! I just like almost pulled my headphones out. Just trying to see where the lawnmower is so that it's not on my lawn. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I want him to start jumping randomly. If they're all timed at the same, it's just going to be like too difficult. It's going to be too easy to predict. So what'll happen is that they should all start like jumping at random times now. So some might. Well, it looks like they all are. Hold on, they're all. I have them. 8. Shit. They're dropping down too far. Damn it. My physics engine is like really crappy. All right, whatever. That's close enough. What we should do is every time. What should happen is that every time they jump delay should be something random. Between like 3 and 6. There we go. So it's a little bit more random now. All right, I like it. It's getting better. I mean, it's only 2 days. I think building like a Mega Man is sort of ambitious, to say the least. All right, let's get this guy to jump a little bit higher. Let's see how this works out. So now you can't really... Now you don't know when he's going to jump, or if you can even jump over him. That jump delay has to be longer. What should really happen is set the jump delay to 0 and this to 0. So the first time he just jumps as soon as he hits the ground. But then, let's see. You know what? I know. Here's where it needs to go. It should just be when you, let's do this to 10. 3 to 10 seconds. So every time we spawn a new one, then it decides, each one will have its own set random jump pattern. There we go. What we're trying to avoid is this idea of 10 might be too long. Huh. All right, we're getting somewhere. I can't wait to make this turn-based. I haven't even gotten that far yet. All right, so what I just want to make sure is that if you just stood there, and over time it'll eventually kill you. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's doing it, but it isn't going as fast as I want it to be. Also, his jump might be a little high. I bet you if I did it like the 3.5, where it's like just under the player. Let's do it to 3.5. So there you go. If you try to jump him, he still hits you? Yeah. You sort of can jump over him. Did that thing spawn at the right place? Whoa, okay. How do we have like 2 of them out now? All right. Getting closer. I need to get rid of the that when I spawn that explosion, I need to get rid of the scroll position here. All right, cool. So I think we fixed the physics for the most part. We got this new bad guy coming in. Now you just got to fix the bullets. Oh, whoa. No. That was weird. Oh, I know why. I know why. When I was playing around with this guy's width and height, 14, he's his collision boxes. There we go. So, all right. And he's not falling through the floor. Perfect. Well, all right. Hey, it's a game, man. It's becoming a game. The only thing that's like really weird is like why it doesn't. I want to do one thing real quick. I want to go to the bullet code, and I'm gonna make the bullet still move. And what I want to see is if flagging the bullet to, where's the bullet stuff? When there's a bullet collision, remove bullet, update bullets, on bullet collision, target A, remove the bullet. Let's just make bullets continue to shoot. There we go. That was the problem. I think. Yeah. It's the bullet is trying to be removed, and it's removing the entity. Son of a. Huh. All right, so I think what we got to do is just like we're doing with these updates, remove entities. I think I just got to make a all right. what we're going to do is we're going to remove the bullets after we remove the other stuff. Because what I think is... counter bullets, remove table from bullets, ID. I don't know why this would affect it. All right, let's try to pull this out real quick and do update. All right, so here we'll remove it, and then we'll call remove bullets. Right, we'll remove the entities, remove the bullets. Oh, I need to make this guy not jump because it's like too hard to like shoot him. Configure entity explosion. Hard hat. Let's just get rid of all this crap here. Data, where do I apply the jump? Let's get rid of this. This will stop him from jumping. All right, so clearly removing the bullets isn't doing me any favors here. If bullets remove... Here's the problem. All right. Why is removing the bullet causing the problem? Nope. Why do I not have any more? Oh, shoot. I see why. There's it's not resetting the counter for how many bullets you can have on the screen. Crap. All right, that didn't fix the problem. That just made me angry. All right, let's do this. There's something weird about removing the damn bullet that keeps the effect from happening. So what I'm trying to think about is there a way that we can simply hide the bullet? So this one flag screws up everything. Only when it's at a certain... Only when it's here. I think it has something to do with the... It must be like the... Like, I feel like what it is like the bullet and the other one are conflicting for the same ID when I'm trying to remove them. Man, the system's just broke. Alright, so right now I just need... so this is Ludum. I need a hack. I can't rewrite the entity systems. I would just lose too much time. Shoot. I'm tired. All right. Add in player jump and fall animation. Add points. add dust from jumping. Enemies should be invisible off screen. Add physics for enemies. All right, so we did all that stuff. We are trying to fix the explosion above this. I wonder why. All right, we get rid of this because we're not using this anymore. What do I want to do next? I almost feel like I should take a break and have lunch. You know what we should do? We should try to fix the player's animation. I feel like he's broken. I feel like Andrew had a different animation. Yeah, I got to. I must have deleted it somewhere. I think I know exactly what it is too. Where's the temp folder? Jump and shoot, man. There we go. There we go. Whatever, I'm not going to lay this out right now. All right, this one right here. Let's see here. Let's fold this down. I was almost thinking I should do Super Pipe Rose. I was almost thinking I should do a smaller explosion for the little guys. I was thinking of like these for them. Or this. Alright, we'll deal with that later. Let's see if we can just fix this Mega Man's animation. Or jump and shoot man, as I should legally say. Alright, so we're going to put him here. We're going to call this... See the one without the gun? Yeah. Player walk 3. So Photoshop's not like dog slow again today, but it's definitely not awesome. I don't know what was going on yesterday on my computer, but Photoshop is like the only program that just wasn't running right. I have sort of like a pretty strange setup here for my streaming. I actually have my gaming PC has the capture card, and I run my Mac HDMI out into the capture card, and this way I don't lose any system lag on the on trying to capture it on the actual system I'm recording on. But yeah, it's not that great. Okay, so whoops. Let's rebuild the did I save all this? I don't know if I saved it. All right. Let's rebuild. I'm running out of sprites. I only got a few left. And then what we're going to do is... Where's our player? What I want to do is, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna after I get this working, I'm gonna go take a break. As much as I'd love to like sit here and do this all day long, it's like too much. I'll go take a lunch break and then come back to it. Hitting that mid Ludum Dare slump. Well, it's something. I think I just need to change the order. It looks stupid. Why? Can we put that in the middle? That is one of the missing frames, that's for sure. Maybe I need this guy too. I thought all this was like extra crap, but apparently every pixel is critical. Is that centered correctly? Nope. I can move it over 8 more pixels. All right. Let's I guess we'll make this 4, and I'm gonna have to rename all these guys. This animation stuff isn't right. For watch, this fixes the animation and everything looks good. 4. All right. So what I want to do is I want to rename them because I have the order wrong. Before I forget. So walk 4 should be, well, let's do this. Old. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Come on. If you're just tuning in, I'm rebuilding the animation because I don't think I have the frames right. Oh shit. I might not have enough frame. Do I have enough sprites? Oh, whew. I have enough sprites. All right. Let's go here and we'll do 2, 3, 4. All right. Run. Run, little guy, run. That looks crappy. Something is missing. And why is that bullet not disappeared? I should ask Andrew. I should ask Andrew what the all right, so I don't know. We'll leave the animation as is. I can always go back to the other one. It looks really bad. It looks like he's galloping. I sent Andrew a message. That's like an easy fix. I'm not worried too much about that. What I'm more concerned about is that when you shoot things up close to the player, why removing the bullet stops the rest of the animations from happening. Let's see. That's right. If I come in here and I get rid of this, I should be able to, yeah, it's something with the way that the bullet gets removed. And I don't know why. It's almost like, I wonder if I could, flag this guy to be removed. I wonder if, this is going to be a little weird, but let's not remove, let's keep the bullet. Let's make the bullet removed, but not the bad guy. Well, then it doesn't spawn it, but it doesn't get removed, doesn't get called. Remove bullet entity. Let's see if we don't remove the bullet entities. Yeah, I know I'm spinning my wheels. I got to, I'm kind of curious about it because well, I'm also like, I gotta go have lunch. I gotta walk away. I think that's probably a little later. Spinning away. Yeah, I still got plenty of time. It's noon, man. I got like a whole day and a half. All right, I think this is a good place to take a break. Let's see. Let's take a look at what we got. We got a really messed up splash screen. The message bar. We got all the health bars and the energy bars working. We have the score working now. We have a broken ass animation for our player, but we have jumping and oh, I think I have to re-enable. Okay, let's re-enable all the stuff that I disabled for testing. Where's our hard head guy, whatever his name is? Hardhead. Awful name. I just want to make sure this guy's jumping again. There we go. And we're getting some collision. I want to see when he kills the player. Can we jump over this dude? Nope. Yeah, it's perfect. Now we have like some actual challenge. So I could probably, I'll take a break. I'm gonna eat, and then when I come back from lunch, I'll start doing some level design. Thank you, Mr. Lover Pickle. Love Pickle. All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I don't know when I'm gonna stream again today. Maybe later tonight. We'll see. My wife is going out, and I'm gonna have to watch my youngest. So I generally don't stream when you could hear him, but we'll see. All right. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will be back at some point. If not, I'll be here all day tomorrow streaming. Once I come back, I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. Once I come back tomorrow, I'll be streaming this all day long to finish up this game. All right, see you later.